Streams is back in Boston, and it may be just in time for the takeoff of Jayson Tatum as a third-year player and first-time All-Star appears to be on the rise to stardom. It is a leap year, and he's doing just that this season. Meanwhile, the Rockets have taken a leap of faith going all in on small ball, while their two big stars are putting up anything but small numbers. Harden and Russ have had a lot to say both on and off the court, and the team is backing it up coming into TD Garden on a 5-game winning streak. It's Rockets Celtics on Saturday Night Primetime, and we got you covered all the way up until tip here on Twitter, YouTube, and the ESPN app. And welcome into Hoop Streams. I'm Cassidy Hubbarth alongside my main NBA champ Kendrick Perkins. We got the People's champ over there on the left, Gary Striewski. And I saved the best for last here because we got the OG in the house. The original.
That's right.
The original host
you heard
of
what
Hoop
Cassidy
Streams,
said,
Jacoby,
the original.
a.k.a. Jacoby, the host of Jalen and Jacoby. But as I mentioned, back in 2018, you were running this show. You also, what did I hear? Did you name this show?
I did
there
name
it
the
is.
show. See, look at that.
Look at it.
It feels like it was 20 years ago, but it was only about 2.
What is that?
But now it's a real
SD?
show. Now it's
What
a
is
real
that,
show.
SD?
Yeah. We put the DVD player in. That's where you get that footage from.
Look, we brought you back. We're so excited. You're giving us clout. And we brought you back for a big matchup because tonight we have 2 surging teams. We have teams with championship aspirations. So before we get into the micro storylines of this game, let's go wide and go macro and look ahead at the championship. And which of these 2 teams, the Rockets or the Celtics, do you have more confidence in to make a title run?
You know what? It didn't happen in my mind until the last few weeks. But right now, I have the Boston Celtics coming out of the East ahead of the Bucks. I have the Boston Celtics coming out of the East, and one reason: Jayson Tatum. In 2020, after the All-Star break, Jayson Tatum just like, you know what? I'm gonna score 30 points a game. It's like, is it gonna be Kemba? Is it gonna be me? Is it gonna be Jalen? Who's gonna be the go-to guy on this team? Jayson Tatum, to me, is the go-to player on this team. That's what you need in the playoffs.
I'm with you on that. Listen, if the Celtics are playing at that ceiling, they could come out of the East. I think they got all the parts. But I'm going to tell you, I wasn't a fan of Mike D'Antoni and Daryl Morey with their small ball lineup with a center. But now since they made an adjustment, I'm a huge fan because now we're looking at probably the best dynamic backcourt in the NBA history in Russell Westbrook and James Harden.
NBA history?
In history?
Name a better backcourt.
The Splash Brothers?
Clay never got an MVP, so I can't put him in that category. We got 2 former MVPs in their prime right now. And I didn't change Russell Westbrook's name to Russell Westbrook O'Neal. You know why?
God.
You know why? Because he's leading 2020 in points in the paint as a point guard. He's averaging 20 points in the paint, and he's shooting 68% from the field in the paint over centers or whoever.
Perk, I can't add much to that, but the only thing I can say is I don't think anybody could disagree that the top heaviest talented team on the court tonight is going to be the Rockets, but they're in the stacked West. So really, I'm going to rock with you guys with the Celtics, but mainly because they're going down the path of least resistance. They don't have to get through the West, thereby booking their ticket to at least the Eastern Conference Finals. I'll rock with you guys on that.
I understand, like, maybe the two-headed monster, but when Kemba comes back, the average, if we're going to add up the talent, the Celtics, you know, so much, a lot of people were saying that the Sixers had the most talented starting 5, but the way that Jayson Tatum's taken a leap, people are ignoring Jaylen Brown because of how big of a leap that Jayson Tatum is, but he's moving along as well. And then with Kemba coming back, I mean, they're scary. And Gordon Hayward, and the list goes on and on. But I want to get back to James Harden. And look, you guys aren't fortune tellers, but specifically Perk and Gary, I got to trust everything you guys say because just last week,
I saw this.
you two
I saw this.
were the first ones to get into an investigation of the beef between Harden and Giannis. Actually, let's take a look at what you guys dove into last week.
Listen, I'm telling you, the NBA is getting back to where it needs to be. No more besties, no more friendly basketball. These 2 guys got smoked.
Who?
Giannis and James Harden.
What?
Supporting evidence?
I'm telling you, they have smoke.
And Gary, this week I think we got the most damning evidence yet.
Indeed, and first I want to make a point. I'm not wearing the same shirt that I was wearing last week. Apparently I'm just into checkers. Okay, so we did talk about that last week, and then of course, Rachel Nichols. She is fantastic at so many things, and I liken her in this interview to like one of those pore strips because she's able to extract all the dirt, and that's exactly what she did with James Harden Wednesday, Thursday in that sit down, and she elicited this response from Harden when she asked him, "Hey, basically, what's up with that Giannis quote? I wish I could just run at 7 feet, run and just dunk. Like that takes no skill at all. I gotta actually learn how to play basketball and how." To have
just like
skill.
those pore strips, so satisfying.
That's
so satisfying.
You look at him and you're like, that's nasty. You know what's nasty? Giannis's performance the night after. He had 32. His Bucks won by dang near 50 points. Case closed. I'm pretty sure he heard what Harden said and was like, all right, you know what? Let me show you some skill. Because he has some dunks, but he was also splashing from everywhere.
So we're saying case closed.
Case closed. There's beef.
Oh, beef.
There's beef.
Oh, there's beef.
There's beef.
There's
Okay,
beef.
so we opened the file last weekend, and really it's Harden, his line, calling out, saying that he takes no skill at all?
Come on.
Just run and dunk? That's how he defines Giannis, Jacoby?
I've never seen James Harden sensitive. I've never seen him react to how the media feels about him until now, because this wasn't about Giannis being tall, Giannis not having skill. This was about the MVP of last year. And I feel like James Harden, when he went home last year, he felt like that should have been his trophy.
Look, I listen, both of them was tripping, right? Because Giannis came out, he said that James Harden doesn't pass the ball. He led the league in assists.
Yep.
Right? And then James, you know, he was tripping a little bit too, talking about Giannis wasn't skilled. Giannis is nothing but a guard Shaq, in my opinion. Like, he's a skinny Shaq that can handle the ball, and Shaq was skilled, right? You don't average 30.
A 7-foot point guard. I don't care if that is God-given talent. There's also skill there.
Yeah, absolutely. But look, I'm all with the beef. I love the smoke. You know
Yes.
what? I don't want to see the friendly basketball no more. All the jersey exchange. Hey, here go my jersey, Jacoby. Give me yours. Let's exchange. I want to hang it. Nah, I like to see this. It's old school basketball, and I like to see this. It's good for the league. And go out there and battle it out. I want to hear that friendly stuff.
Harden also, in that interview with Rachel Nichols, said that he thinks he's the best player in the league. And he cited because he sees those double teams at half court. And another guy we're starting to see getting double teams is Jayson Tatum. He's saying this is something new for him. And look, he's taken his game to the next level of late, highlighted by 3 straight games, shooting over 60% with more than 30 points. Zach Lowe said this week that Tatum can be a top 5 player in the NBA someday. Maybe soon. So, Jacoby, what do you think is his ceiling in this league?
Well, ceiling, who knows? Because this man that we're watching now explodes. Since 2020, after the All-Star break, he's exploded. He's 21 years young. 21. A lot of people enter the league when they're 21, and he's got 2 years behind him, and this year he's absolutely exploding. His ceiling is, as Michael Jordan would say, his ceiling is the roof.
His ceiling is the roof.
His ceiling is the roof.
Perk, I wanted to make sure I wasn't tripping when I brought this to Perk's attention. I think the person that he mirrors right now, 3 years in, I'm going to get to the name in just a second, but in his 3rd year, they both made the All-Star team. Okay, they both made their first All-Star. Perk's about to go on and
No, I'm not.
Listen,
No, I'm not. No, go ahead.
In their 3rd year, this is when they sort of made that next step exposure. Like, yo, this dude is going to be a serious problem in the league 4 years to come. Identical. First-round pick. One was the 2nd overall. Tatum was the 3rd overall.
Oh, my God, Tony!
Kevin Durant.
Oh,
Listen, similar build, not quite the natural scorer that KD is, but there's things about his game close to the cup and far away that I'm like, that's kind of a young KD. Please back me up just a little bit.
You know what? At first
Just
I
a little
wasn't,
bit.
and then I thought about it on the elevator ride up here, and I was like, you know what? Gary's right. Because
Are you just saying that, Perk? Because
no,
we're boys?
I'm serious.
Okay,
I'm serious
okay.
because, like, me watching Jayson Tatum in his game against the Clippers, right? And then I watched him against the Lakers, Utah, and Portland, and I'm like, hold on. Not only was he in his bag, but he was in his suitcase, his carry-on, his laptop.
If we're throwing out Kevin Durant comparison,
Initially.
I just want to, he's one of a few guys under 22 as we take a look at just legit on their way to superstars.
Look at that.
Here's a list. They've not yet turned 22. Looking at this graphic, it truly gives you a sense that this league is in very, very good hands to come. It's just crazy. And we'll get an up-close look tonight at the oldest of the bunch, who certainly has been looking like a man among boys lately.
The point that I'm trying to make to you is this. Jayson Tatum is ascending.
Tatum steps back, breaks the ankle of Paul George, and drills the three. Jayson Tatum putting on a show. Oh, and he throws it down. Highs his career high with 41. This is a brilliant performance from Jayson Tatum.
Jayson Tatum needs a nickname. That's all I'm going to say. I'm voting for the problem. I'm throwing that out
It's
there.
done. It's done. I'm the one that decides a nickname.
Oh.
The problem is what it is.
See, you decide a nickname because we have one of the best nicknames in all of the NBA.
Yeah, the White Mamba.
White Mamba.
Yeah,
Brian Scalabrine joining.
it's about
the show.
goddamn time.
Perk has been on me every day about
Yeah.
doing it. But here, I'm here for you, big fella.
Well, I
Yes.
appreciate it.
Let's go.
And for a big one, because obviously it's Rocket Celtics tonight, but we also want to break down, we wanted you to come on the show and play our big board game.
Okay.
And this time, we're playing in 5 years. And we just talked about 5 guys under 22. And what our game's about is we want you guys to pick out of those 5 guys that are under 22, who you think in the next 5 years is going to be MVP, first team, all defensive team.
Sure.
I'll walk through it. So
Okay.
let's start with our first one. Of those 5 guys currently under 22, which one do you think is most likely to win an MVP? Perk, you go first.
Guess what? I talk to Scal about this all the time. The guy that I think that's better than LeBron and Magic under the age of 21, and that's Luka. You know why? Because he's in the conversation right now, top 3 MVP conversation. So you know what happens when you scratch the surface, right, Scal?
Take that
You take that extra step next year, and next year Luka might be the MVP.
So the only problem I have with this, Perk, is Dallas ever going to have the best record in the NBA? Are they going to be a top 2 team in the Western Conference? They're going to have to get another guy. That's why I'm going with my guy, Jayson Tatum, as an MVP. Because Jayson Tatum is a guy with Boston. He's going to take that next step. And in Boston, they might have the best record in the Eastern Conference in the next 5 years. So I'm going with Tatum.
Gal, are you being a homer right now?
Maybe.
See,
maybe.
I don't know if it's like our game doesn't agree with it because we don't have a sticky
Well,
right now.
you see what Tatum has been doing the last.
There we go.
You see what Tatum has been doing the last 2 months, and you've been all over it, Perk.
I
Don't
have.
deny it now.
I have, but you seen what Luka has been doing the whole season.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! First 2 months, last 2 months.
Oh man, whatever. Scal.
Okay, well, we're going to keep it moving
All right.
because, look, as I mentioned earlier, we're focusing on pretty much 5 guys: Tatum, Luka, Trey, Zion, and Ja. Those guys under 22, even though, Tatum turns 22 on Tuesday. Now, the next category, which player currently under 22 will have the most All-Star selections in the next 5 years? Remember, Luka and Trey and Tatum all were an All-Star this year.
For sure, those 2. But I'm gonna give me Trey Young. Give me Trey Young because, listen, I know this. They lost this year, but the public loves Trey Young. They love
Yes.
watching him play. They love that he shoots 28 footers. The public loves Trey Young. I think all these guys will make it, but obviously Trey Young he's not going to
He's
get
gonna
voted
win.
out by the people.
So he's going to have 6 in the next 5 years.
No
This
doubt.
is the problem with me and Scal. This is why it's a thin line between love and hate. I hate you, man, because I had Trey Young too, for the same exact reason.
They
Yeah.
love him.
Public love him. Oh,
Yeah.
hold on, nope, I got it.
He's
Perk, you supposed to dive on that.
He's a people's champ like you, Perk.
Man, well, this is the thing though. He's a guy that's going to average over 25 points a night. He's showtime. People love to see him. He got all the killer crossovers like the White Mamba used to have in practice, but we ain't gonna go there.
Well, look, okay, so I can guarantee that you guys aren't going to pick Trey for this next one. No shade. Who, if anyone,
Whoa,
is
Cassidy.
going to make the NBA All-Defensive First Team in the next 5 years?
Go ahead, Perk.
Go ahead, Perk. Go first.
Oh my God.
I got Ja Morant.
Good job.
Here it is. But you know why? Because this guy is a mix. He got a lot of Russell Westbrook in him. He is a winner. He has a lot of pride. He's long. He's athletic. And I think he takes pride in playing defense. So I'm going with Ja Morant, defense first team in the next 5 years.
Man, we do too many shows together, Perk. Because Tatum is going to be an MVP, even though he's a great defensive player. We know he ain't going to do it. The thing about Ja, he cares about winning. And the guys who care about winning, like you said with Westbrook, they play hard every possession. He plays hard on the defensive end. I got Ja focused on winning He's a first-team All-Defensive player.
Okay.
Not pick the same thing.
Yeah, we gonna do it.
Okay.
My jersey.
Like all these guys are blockbusters. So the next category is jersey sales. So in 5 years, who will have the most jersey sales? Oh, wait, where'd you just get that from? I feel like you had that in your back pocket. Yes.
I only buy my son Celtic jersey.
Yes.
I just ordered my Zion jersey last week. That guy's a monster.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man. Scal, stop it.
Oh, Perk.
I got Zion. That's a no-brainer.
Okay.
He's box office, right? I mean, come on now.
Well, then let's finish off with the biggest category. Which of these guys in the next 5 years is going to lead their team to a title?
Easy. Giannis. No.
Okay. I mean,
Scal, how can you do it twice?
Oh, wow. Both of y'all.
You know why? Because we're being homers. You know why,
Yes,
Cassidy?
you sure are.
Guess who hung the last banner in here? Me and the white mama.
Okay. Hey, you said that you were the namer of nicknames. So what is Jayson Tatum?
Oh, easy. This kid is now officially the problem.
Oh, see?
Well, since you named Zion. Let me put you on the spot.
Go
Don't
ahead.
think you go.
I don't cover Zion every day.
All right.
I don't cover him.
So
I'll get something for you.
regardless of the next 5 years, next 10 years, the next 5 months, you're going to have a front row seat to the problem.
No question
And
about
it's
it.
going to be fun either way. We thank you so much for coming on Hoop Streams for the first time.
Got it.
Your boy, Brian Scalabrine, the white mama.
Okay. Look at these pics.
I'm really feeling the problem. Next we got to work on a nickname for Jaylen Brown. As you guys are watching Hoop Streams coming to you live on Twitter, YouTube, and the ESPN app. We're just under 20 minutes away from tip as the Rockets bring their micro ball and 5-game winning streak into Boston. Both teams surging, making this a must-watch game on ABC. For watching us in the app right now, you can sign into your TV provider to stream the game now. What do you think? Does Jaylen Brown, can he get a nickname, or he needs some time? We can't just be giving out willy-nilly nicknames.
No, we can't just give out nicknames, but I am going to give a hot take. And I do think that Jaylen Brown is the second best two-way defender in the league behind Kawhi Leonard. How about that hot take, Gary? How about that hot take, Gary?
I like that.
I'm not going to disagree with you on that one, Perk.
When do you not have a hot take? I want to hear your hot takes actually on the fashion coming in into the arena.
Let me see.
Let's walk it out.
Walk it out.
Jacoby, you're a fan of the show, so you know how this works.
I know exactly how this works.
And we know Russ and Harden were going to bring something tonight. But there's a plethora of fashion out there, and Harden is wearing a down comforter.
He got to put the rest of it on.
What is that, a bed spread?
Yeah, he got the duvet cover.
It is cold, though.
Lululemon sweatshirt.
But only one side of his body is warm, though, Cam.
Hey, what I will say is it's bitter cold in Boston, so he came from the hotel like, yo, let me take this blanket.
Yeah, let me take the duvet cover. I got this.
Okay, so let's see what Westbrook. I said Westbrook. That works too.
He got the Tide
Yeah,
Pods.
these are Tide Pods. Stupid kids were eating those Tide Pods.
Brody.
What was that about?
Don't eat Tide Pods.
Don't.
See, that's
that
L.A.
a Nerf
That's
gun?
L.A.
What's he carrying?
Nipsey Hussle's right there. That's what he
I'm
on.
about to clean up.
That's
Celtics
Brody.
with the Tide Pod jacket.
What do we got? Oh, PJ Tucker. This is okay.
Oh, see, he always carried his sneakers.
Multiple.
Yeah.
That is the hardest flex.
He always
That is-
wears a pair of sneakers and then carries the other one just so you
Exactly.
know he has them.
I'm digging the
Are those
brim,
Red Rag
though.
11s?
Oh,
I'm digging the brim.
Oh, yeah, he
Those
got
are
the Indiana
soft.
Jones, Harrison
Those
Ford.
soft leopard
Those are
11s.
soft.
Oh, he bit your chain. Wait, he bit your chain, Bert.
He did. Hey, it's
Oh,
all good.
oh,
PJ,
okay.
my boy. Hey,
Yeah,
it's
he sneaked
cool.
around, so he bit the chain.
Look, Jayson Tatum, he has quiet swag, kind of like
Yes,
the
yeah.
person he is.
He got like the modern day Kurt Cobain thing going on.
Yeah, he kind of got like
That's
that,
what they
man.
call a shacket, by the way.
Yeah.
A shirt jacket.
Yeah, Shaq.
He kind of got that like I'm a
The
new
kids wear
dad.
those.
I'm a new daddy kind of father.
Yeah.
Like I ain't really got time, but I need to throw something together.
Yeah.
That type of swag.
Yeah, but I'm gonna throw something together, but it's still gonna be about 20 G's from the head. So, yeah.
Fear of God, what's that?
I want to move on to something, another segment that we call Y'all See This? And this is one of my favorite things I saw all week. This made our whole Hoop Streams crew proud. A young student from your hometown.
Uh-oh. What, from where? From Beaumont, Texas?
Beaumont, Texas.
I'm gonna cry.
So he had an assignment. Who's your hero for this Black History Month? And he picked you, and you tweeted this out. This made my month right here. Student from my hometown. at United Section did a Black History project for class and made me their Black History Month hero.
Yeah, this beautiful.
It was.
Seriously, no, this beautiful. So, like,
Give him an A.
One of my old teachers Sunday to me was like, look, see, that's that young skinny Perkins high school in the middle. But they look like they put some good work into it, though. Like, you know, they got the stats right. You see those senior year stats right there.
27.5?
Yeah,
Yo,
16
boards?
17 boards, dude?
Yeah,
Clean it up.
7 blocks. I mean, I just say
that's
That's 8 blocks, dog. That's 8 blocks.
Let me tell you.
8 blocks?
001 assists, too.
8 blocks.
8 blocks?
Get
You
it
average
together.
8 blocks?
Hey,
Y'all lost
listen.
once? How'd y'all lose? How'd y'all lose?
You didn't play that
We
game,
lost
huh?
to Chris Bosh in the final in the state championship. Let me tell y'all something. You don't go to the University of Cash not putting up numbers like this. You know what I'm saying? You got to put up them numbers. I didn't go to UNC or Duke. I went to the University of Cash, the league, straight out of high school because I was beasting.
Look, I mean, you had an NBA career worth celebrating because you were a grinder, a guy who did what he needed to do in order to have his team be successful, like you were here with the Celtics to win that championship. And another guy who has similar characteristics is Marcus Smart. He's a grinder as well and heart and soul of this team, and we had a chance to talk to him earlier today.
Stolen line from KG.
Marcus Smart doing Marcus Smart type of things.
Marcus Smart has been a monster.
Marcus Smart with his big time. Smart triple. Smart, another three. Good again.
We're back on the court right now with the longest tenured Celtic on the roster and the heart and soul of this.
Goddamn right, Cass. You know what it is.
Keep it PG. Keep it PG. You never know. See, this is. But here's the thing. There's many reasons why we love this man. But one of the biggest is he be saying some things.
He be saying some things.
And so we wanted to bring you on the show to be a part of a segment we like to call Man Listen.
Man, listen.
Hey, listen.
Listen now.
Hey, listen.
Man, listen.
So Marcus, basically, the biggest thing we wanted to show you was something that our guy Perk said just last week.
Let me tell you something about Marcus Smart, right? If you see Marcus Smart in the fight with a bear, you better help the bear. I know that much. You better help the bear. I'll tell you that. That's better than the defensive player of the year. I tell you that.
He said, "Be scared for the bear."
Better help the bear.
I mean, be scared for the bear, right, Perk?
Hey, listen, Cass, listen. The thing is, when I first put out my tweet about like December for defensive player of the year, I had Marcus Smart, right? So everybody was like, "Oh, you just being a homer," but I was just being real, right? So I was like, the next time I can't put him on there. So then scaled them like, "How you don't put Smart on there?" So I'm like, I got something better than defensive player of the year. You know what happened when you put him in a cage with 5 lines? You know what you get?
Right.
A 6 line.
Look,
6 line.
The compliments didn't stop there. You tweeted out on Thursday, Marcus Smart's heart, tenacity, and pride is Celtics to the core. From Bird to Russell to the Big Three era, he would have been able to fit in with any Celtic team in history. He's 100% what the pedigree of the Boston Celtics represents. What do you think when you hear something like that?
Listen.
Right
there. That by far is one of the ultimate compliments that anybody could receive. And, to be able to be recognized in that sense is tremendous honor for me. And like I said, just to even be recognized in that with those guys, it means a lot. And Perk, I mean, the guy, I've known Perk since I was in college. So, for a long time. But he, like you said, he speaks the real.
Yeah.
And that's all you can ask for.
But see, Cass, look, a lot of people don't understand is this. Marcus was coming out of Oklahoma State, right? So I go and meet him before he entered the draft at dinner. We go to whatever steakhouse down in Oklahoma City. And I started giving him the ins and outs on everything. Hey, man, this how you got to be when you come in. This what you got to do. You got to stay focused. But I already seen the pit bull in him at the table. I'm like, all right. Then all of a sudden, Danny drafted him. I'm like, Danny see the same stuff I see, right? So at the end of the day, I'm watching him. And I want to ask you this because me playing in Boston, the fans are different. They're not your typical fans. Like, they're not looking at points, rebounds, stuff like that. They want to see if you setting screens. They want to see if you're getting over pick and rolls. Like, they're smart. So, like, having that Celtic blood, like that Celtic pride, like how do you bring it every night? Like what motivates you to come in and play like you do?
Well, one thing you said about these fans, you know, they think about, they look at the stuff that really matters, you know, winning games. That's it. You know, whatever you got to do to win the games. And that's one reason I love Boston so much is because it fits how I play. I come out here, I don't worry about the stats, I come out to win. But for me, growing up as the youngest of four, my mom, she was the dominant one in the relationship with my father. She the one that disciplined us, and she's always taught me to have that fire no matter what. And when I lost my brother at a young age, it really showed me that, you know, life can be taken away from you. This sport can be taken away from you in an instant. So you might as well go out there and play like it's your last game every night.
And I just got like one more question, like on some real. So I'm watching you, and everybody praise your defense like they should, but I've been peeped at. But on the other side of it, I'm watching how you knocking down shots. I'm watching your offensive game improve, your playmaking. Like in the offseason, tell me what you working on, how you training, because I'm watching it. Me and Scal talk about it all the time. You for real though, real talk.
For me, it was, you know, nothing too drastic. The workouts I do are the same that I've been doing since I came in. Little tweaks there, but it's more confidence with me. Right. You know, it's more not really caring about what people say. You know, early on in my season, you know, I would shoot a shot and I would hear it, and that would kind of bother me. As I got older, you know, I just really focused on myself and just told myself, shoot the ball. You're going to get criticized. You're going to get ridiculed no matter what you do. Yeah. Shoot the ball, make it, everything is okay.
I don't think anyone's going to question you lay everything out there when you're playing. And tonight you're going to have to do that because you're going to have to guard James Harden. But what challenges does he pose for a defender?
His ability to create contact and get to the line. You know, that scares defenders because you don't know how aggressive you can be on them. You don't know if you're going to be in foul trouble by the first half or by the end of the game. You don't know how the game is going to be called. So as a defender, he imposes that challenge for you guys, and he really makes it hard. You got to come up with different scenarios to guard him and be able to contain him because you can't stop him. He is, unfortunately, he's a force that you can't stop, but you can only hope to contain him.
Well, can I give you a little advice? What Danny used to tell me all the time, be the instigator and not the retaliator. And if you set the tone early, it sets the tone for the referee. So if you come out playing physical, they may call one early, but they're going to let you play physical throughout. So it's just a little OG advice.
And that's right up my alley anyway.
You already know.
We good.
Make sure to stay tuned to his Twitter account after the game because
always.
He already called you a bear. I mean,
a lion, a bear, a pit bull. I'm ready.
What's next?
I'm ready.
I don't know what's next.
Listen, I'm telling you, man, Marcus Smart could have fit in with us in 08. Like, we had a bunch of killers. He could have fit on right on in. KG would have loved him.
You tell me. You're telling the people.
Oh, the people know. The people know.
The people definitely know.
Marcus, thank you so much for taking the time out
of
your game
workout.
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Coming on. We're about 3 minutes away from the start of Rockets Celtics. So let's get into this main attraction. Let's get more into just Jayson Tatum. And I want to start with you, Perk. Is Jayson Tatum the go-to guy? Just a little note, Kemba Walker not in this game again tonight. They are talking about he may make a return sometime next week. But in your mind, is he now the go-to guy?
He is the go-to guy when Kemba is out. And let me tell you why. They're like a boxing combination, right? First 3 quarters, Jayson Tatum setting them up with the jab, and usually Kemba come with the knockout punch. I've been watching them all week, all year, and that's how they usually play. Like Jayson Tatum, he goes on his hot streak, and Kemba closes out the game.
Wait, Gary, you noticed
not just
something.
That, but it's been a good convenience that Jayson Tatum has not just grown on the court, but quite literally on his face. Because since his beard connected on his face, the dude has been going absolutely bananas. Needs no razors. He's averaging dang near 30 points a game since the beard filled in, since the jersey swap was Perk. We know you don't like. He got the back tat. This dude is coming into grown man mode. That's what we've been seeing.
Oh, he is, man. And once he gets that apostrophe in there, his game will be complete because he can do it from 3, he can do it from mid-range, he can do it at the rim. Like, he's a Swiss Army knife on offense. Like, there's no holes in his offensive game.
And Tatum's not the only one who's been red hot lately. The Rockets small ball, they are 9-2 since going full time with this lineup since trading Clint Capella. And that means that they've tied with the Celtics, Lakers, and Bucks for the best record in the NBA during that span. Jacoby, is this sustainable for them?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Russell Westbrook is unlocked. He's running wild. Like, we are watching tonight.
Literally.
I'm so hyped for this game. We are watching tonight two of the hottest players in the NBA between Tatum and Westbrook. And we don't even talk about James Harden. He's averaging 35 points a game. 35 points a game. And
God
we
bless
discussed
America.
him. We take him for granted in this league.
You think we take him for granted, Gary?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that he sort of built up that stigma where people are like, yeah, but that's just like so commonplace for James Harden. Like, if he doesn't do it, yeah. And by the way, without Kemba Walker, the Celtics are 9-3, so like they're probably in pretty good shape. Jayson Tatum's made him feel a little bit better about tonight.
Either way, what do you like to say? Box office. Tonight is box office. And another guy who's box office.
Oh, speak of box office.
We got the
Time now.
Give it to us.
I mean,
Give it to us.
we're in Boston, so we had to bring in
Give
the one
it to
and
us
only Bill
first.
Yates,
That's right.
our
Local.
NFL insider. But before we get into a little quick NFL news, your Celtics, are they winning a championship this year?
That's right. That's right.
Hold on.
Perk
Did you
will
hear
back
the
me up.
question?
Yes,
Are they
I,
winning the
this year. That's
championship?
right, this year. I did not misspeak, Gary. I was prepared for this. And Perk will back me up.
Okay.
This month of February is a reflection of things that are about to happen over the next few months. I'm not nervous. You guys are doubting me
why my
right now.
hands
Perk,
right here.
I know, it's like,
You know what? Hey, I'm
no.
actually like.
Put it this way. At the beginning of the season, I would have thought that reaching the Eastern Conference Finals would be a great goal for the Celtics. But the way they played over this past month, the ascent of Jayson Tatum, the fact that it has happened without Kemba of late, and if Gordon Hayward can rediscover the confidence that he had before he broke his hand like a quarter of the way through the season, then I think they at least have the mindset that they can beat anybody in the East.
Okay, that's cute. Let's get to the real.
Okay, that's why I'm really here.
I heard you got some news. You know where Tom Brady's going.
I wish.
Oh.
I just got back. Hold up. Before I get in trouble here, too. I just got back from the NFL Scouting Combine in Indianapolis. Supposed to be a week talking about Joe Burrow, this great wide receiver class, whoever Perk's Cowboys are going to draft. And instead, everybody was talking about asking, where's Brady going? And the crazy part is, the Patriots themselves don't even know. I'm not even sure Tom Brady knows. So we got 2.5 more weeks. Turn your Schefter notifications on if you haven't done it already. I know you have, but be responsible.
Boston fans, get another title with the Celtics or get Tom Brady back?
Ooh. It has to be one or the other.
Yo, Cassidy, how are you going to put him on? Like,
Man.
Give me Brady.
I tell you what, right now, I know, I feel
Brady.
bad. So I'm coming on a show with Gary. I don't want to let it, I want to break your heart. The winds seem to be blowing in the way of Tom Brady not coming back, at least during this past week. The one thing I would say, though, is Tom can go through all the steps, preparing himself to leave. But that last step of, putting pen to paper and not walking away, but moving on after 20 years here, that to me is the hardest step. I don't know if I can actually
Crown
see it
Jayson
happening.
Tatum the new king of Beantown. That's all I'm saying. Hey, Phil Yates, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes.
David
Appreciate you guys
Jacoby, the OG.
The OG
Appreciate
of Hoop
you.
Street.
Giving us some clout.
You
We'll
heard?
see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
Big game tonight.
Big game.
Phil's going to tell us.